Welcome to the Old Man's Corner. Today I'd like to speak with you a little bit about chaos and compassion. Right now we know the world is in the grips of chaos. There's things happening all around the world and all different peoples, all different faiths and religions, and it could be a frightening thing for some people, and it very disruptive to our lives in one way or another. Even if the things that are happening far away from us, they still affect us and the way we live. The chaos seems to be increasing, but then again, the good Lord has told us through Scriptures that we don't need to be fearful. If we're in the Word of God, we don't need to be fearful. We need to be compassionate to understand that there's people across the world that aren't directly in our neighborhood or our country that have been suffering through many, many years of evil. People have ruled their nations with an iron fist, and a lot of them were just terrible, terrible people. And they did such tragedies, they literally murdered and destroyed a lot of their own population, their own people. That is definitely a Satanistic thing. That is the Satan working in those people. That is not the Word of God, the workings of God. We need to comprehend them because we've been taught throughout our lives that people of other faiths aren't, like us, we as Christians. But we learn like now over in Iran, these are people of faith. I mean, these are Christians. We all worship a God, in many religions, the name is different. The process of worshiping is different. We do need to be compassionate with those people. And God never told us, to go out and destroy them. He said, be compassionate and shine the light, and the light will lead them further to the Word. I think, we in our lives, cross paths with many different types of people who practice different things in their lives, their faith practices, their life practices, the way they were brought up, the way where they were brought up, and those things all kind of build your character, those characters. We here in the United States have been experiencing some, unrest, but it's not like those countries who've lived under it for many, many years. We here, for me, for us right now, I'm sitting here where I'm at, I see very little of it except for on the news, and to understand that, that these people have lived it for decades. So we need to be very compassionate to each of them. I mean, a lot of them over there, especially in Iran, have given their lives throughout the years, and so people have lost family members and such. And that was just to stay alive from day to day, let alone. And can you imagine that? What it would be like to have hold out hope for decade after decade after decade. It's difficult for us sometimes here in this life to have hope just within a period of time. People get ill and they have hope that they're going to get better. Well, these people have been suffering through an illness for a long, long time. That illness has presented them to them and with evil dictators and evil people, regimes that are doing these type of things. But I think we as individuals need to try to comprehend that there's a lot going on in this world. A lot of it we will never know and we will never see, because as with each of us, we have a path that God has chosen for us to walk, and He will give us the knowledge that we need to comprehend and to move along within our spiritual realms and our understandings. And to some, He will give much comprehension, understanding, and wisdom. Others, this is not their path. They will walk their path and they will do it the best that they can. So I just wanted us all to kind of be aware and be a little bit more compassionate during this time of chaos, and try to understand, we're not out there, I'm not out there marching and saying free this or free that or whatever, because, it is a moral thing that I might agree with, but it is not it's not going to affect me in that much, and to focus on it can be very detrimental to your soul. So I encourage you all just to pray and seek out the Word of God, and give comfort where comfort is needed, and give compassion where compassion is needed. I think each day, as long as we listen to the words of God and seek out the good in the world and the beauty in the world, we will progress onward in our spiritual growth, and until the day we lay this old mortal body down. I just wanted to speak a little bit about that today and talk with you. If you have any comments, please leave them. Tell me how you feel about these type of things, and what does compassion mean to you? How has this chaos affected your life? Well, I want to tell you I love you, and thank you much for watching my videos. So talk to you later.